All right, Algebra 1, we are moving on to Lesson 1-6. We are translating problems into equations. Our essential question says, can you translate simple word problems into an equation? We're going to start very slowly and build to more difficult word problems. All right, we're going to do a step-by-step series, and we're going to do this every time we do a problem. Step 1, read the problem carefully. Decide what the unknowns are. At this point, we're just going to use one unknown, and we'll compare everything to that one unknown. Decide what the facts are. Step 2, choose a variable. Remember, we're just going to use one variable and one unknown. And represent the unknowns. So we are going to represent and compare the unknowns with other things. Choose a variable for one unknown. There's that keyword one. Write an expression for the other unknown. You'll see how we do this. Step 3, reread the problem and write an equation. Use the other fact from the problem to write an equation. So we're going to do this slowly but surely. Example 1 says, let P equal the number of people who prefer item A. Use the first sentence to write a variable expression for the number of people who prefer item B. So notice we're going to compare item A and item B. Use the second sentence to write an equation. Number 1 says there were twice as many people who preferred item B to item A. So if A is equal to P, and that's the number of people who preferred item A, and there were twice as many people who preferred item B, how would I compare item B to item A? Good, we would call that 2 times P. And then it tells us 300 people were questioned, but there's nothing we need to do that for that right now. All right, so the last thing says 300 people were questioned. So I know that if I take item A and I add it to item B, there were 300 total people questioned. Now, I don't believe this says to solve. I'll go back and read the directions after we solve it because we might as well solve it while we're here. I know that P plus 2P is 3P, and what times 3 is equal to 300. We know that the number of people is 100. All right, did it say to solve? I don't think it did. It just said to write it out. 45, I'm moving on to number 2. 45 fewer people preferred item B to item A. So again, they told us to use P for item A, and now they're telling us 45 fewer. So if I have 100, I'm going to have 100 minus 45. And then it says 234 people were questioned. So I know that these are going to total, or we can add these together. I like to add down. I don't know about you, but I like to just stay in order. When I add P with P, I just like to add straight down. I get 2P minus 45, and I believe it was 234, yep, is equal to 234. So let's go ahead and solve. When I bring, we didn't have to solve. We won't solve. We'll go ahead and set up another one. So let's prepare for the next question. All right, I have a bunch of practice problems. I'll show you them all at the end so you can push pause and try them. But I want to set up one more. Practice number 1 says the area of a rectangle. If you know me, I'm a teacher who's a visual learner. So I like to look at this, and somewhere I'd probably write area is equal to base times height or length times width. And we know the area is 102 centimeters squared, so I'm going to put that under area. The length is 6 centimeters. So I know from here to here, this is 6 centimeters. And we don't know the width. So how do I find the area? We're just going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and call it base times height. The base is 6. The height, we'll call it h. And once again, these are not telling us to solve, so we're not going to solve. All right, there's a bunch of questions, so you guys could push pause and give it a shot. Number 1 was set up for you. Let's see if you guys could do the others.